Welcome to the 35th episode of Hachi's Tours. Today is the 10th month monthsary of our Rusi Gamma under my care. My dear friends, please don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will always be updated every time I put up a new video. Good morning, my dear friends. It's been a very fine Saturday morning in the Philippines after the heavy typhoon the past few days. And it's been a clear skies today, and hopefully this will prevail on the coming months as Christmas time is vastly approaching. And today we are going to have the 10th month performance review of our Rusi Gamma. In the previous months that we are reviewing its monthly performance, everything is doing fine and perfectly working, including the electricals, the engines, the brakes, the tires, and everything is in perfect shape. But then I have some minor issues that I observed lately on the 10th month. Okay, let's start everything for a start. So this is somehow a quick starting on the push start, but then every day I try to make it sure that the first thing first on its starting is the kick start that I am always harping before, swinging it 3 times like a pendulum before the final kick start starts. And then there are some issues that I observed on its 10th month. The electrical is perfect, the brake system is perfect, front and rear tires, and the tires is still in balance, in balanced form, and the light is also useful at night. The bulb is working perfectly at night. And then the only thing that I noticed on the 10th month performance is some minor issues on the paint. So I'm going to show you how this paint issues goes. Perhaps I'm always charging a Shell Velocity gasoline with its 97% octane. So this is what I observed. There are some paint issues. Perhaps the concentration of Shell Velocity gasoline is too strong for the paint, and so the paint is bubbling, and I need to fix things up before it wraps up on the surroundings and the perimeter of these bubbles. Also, there are some minor paint issues somewhere here on the gasoline tank cover. Also, the same thing is also observed on this particular part, that there are some bubbles producing from this tiny holes design, and we know that a minor paint problem is a problem of the whole surface. This one, this part, and somehow I will just try to wait on how much extent of bubbles will it produce before I will finally check it up and repair the paint damage. After 10 months, we have the kilometer reading as 3,448. So it means that I seldom use this wonder bike. Lately, during my trip, I noticed that there is a ticking sound every time I quickly release the clutch lever. every time I'm shifting gears, I can hear the sound, a ticking sound on my foot. And then upon checking, I noticed that the chain needs some adjustment as its strength is somehow loosening. So it needs only a minor adjustment somewhere here before everything will be put back on its perfect condition. But then I'm very satisfied with the way the shifting goes, as the acceleration is really perfectly working. And if you still remember that in my previous episode 24, we tried to modify the ignition coil, the engine sprocket, the sprocket combination, so that it will perform the maximum acceleration and speed. And so far this is only minor and a common adjustment on all motorcycles, especially the chain. So going back to every detail, so you can see the electrical, which is working very fine. No issues about its electrical conduction on its light. The front and rear working perfectly the same. And on the 10th month, the sound of the engine is improving day by day. This time it is quite some quiet sound without any extra producing sound, and it is solid, and as I am always saying, it is music to my ear. And slowly the sound is improving, unlike before that I posted it something like a Huey helicopter. But then today the sound is very nice. Also, the play on this clutch lever that we noticed on the early months of its performance, it remained the same as I never adjusted anything. So the clutch is very smooth to press, and it is also working very fine on the shifting of gears. So I never touch anything on any adjustment, as I noticed this allowance playing for about free play of 2 centimeters, and it seems that it is just fine, and wires is relaxed. And we have the RPM gauge at 1,800 revolution per minute, which is just very fine, as its engine is working perfectly every day. So every time that I am showing or something like increasing the acceleration, I am trying to observe the extent of the gauge as it reaches the red line. Just be careful to avoid the red line indicator so that the engine will not break. For this rainy season, I was moving or traveling or cruising under the rain perhaps 5 times in these previous days, and the water is pouring on the dashboard, but the buttons is still perfectly working without any water damage, and I just have it dried with a rag, and it brings back to the same normal use. So This Wonder bike is, as I am telling, is moving under the rain for 5 times in the past previous days, as today is a rainy season in the Philippines. So in summary, I'm still very satisfied and happy with the performance of our Rusi Gamma. All I need are some minor adjustments so that it can bring back to the same perfect condition again, particularly the chain. Remember that I also replaced the chain with a DID 428 brand, and it's been perfectly working. As in the past previous days, I have been exhausting the speed with sudden twisting of the gas throttle to take up the faster acceleration. And remember the past episode 34 that I tried to have some road race with a Yamaha Sniper and a Yamaha NMAX and some other motorcycles in which I haven't recorded on the camera, and I was only fortunate that this is a rare opportunity and chance that I was able to record those 2 wonder bikes on the road. And thank you very much for those guys that they are very sporty and just only the same usual scenario that we are meeting on the road. Again, my dear friends, thank you very much for watching and following my YouTube channel, and I am very happy that you always follow, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much, my dear friends.